Greetings, YouTube. Today I'm going to be doing another trailer talk. This about Justice League. And again, headphones, I don't want to get nailed with copyright infringement because you know my luck. If I play anything, they're going to hit me for something. And this is the following footage was prepared by the filmmakers as a special look for fans attending in attendance at Comic-Con 2016. So I don't know how this varies from the official trailer or not, but this is the piece of footage that I'm going to be looking at now. It's the one that got me thinking about the film itself. Now, I know that there are people who are worried about the DC universe. I haven't done a review of Suicide Squad yet. I will. And I know some fans were upset because there was actual humor in this, and that's what attracted me to it. Because real humans in real life use humor under all situations and circumstances. It's a coping mechanism. It's an icebreaker. It's a bonding principle. It's something that people do between themselves when they are being intimate, when they have established a relationship or are in the process of establishing a relationship. So the humor made this more attractive to me and not less attractive. And I'm really baffled by any fans that were there saying, oh, it seems out of place, because I know lots of fans, including myself, were kind of annoyed that it was so grim and gritty prior to now, though it made a lot of sense that Suicide Squad was grim and gritty. And so when it's a little less grim and gritty, I'm happy about that. In addition, I remember back when Justice League was pretty much the comedy comic. It's the comic where during the era when there was when there was Big Barda and Miracle Man in it, and one in particular where they built Barda a house. The entire Justice League came together and built her a house, and it was an absolute abomination, and she loved it. And Batman is standing there looking at this thing, and then you can hear a siren in the distance, and he says out loud, "Must be the taste police," because he's just appalled at it, because he's a wealthy, tasteful dude. Insane, but a wealthy, tasteful dude. So I'm going to look at this trailer, and I'm going to do a blow-by-blow of it, what I think about it. And I will put a link below so you can look at the trailer and see if you agree or disagree with my thoughts on this particular topic. So here we go. Doom. Okay, first we've got a scene where we are being introduced to Aquaman. I don't know what name he'll be using. I can't remember what name his name is, or what he'll be using in the game, in the group. Or Aquaman could just be his code word, which is a dumb code word. But what the heck? And I don't know what particular town this is, but it's got a real North Maine vibe in it for me. That's what it feels like to me, Northern Maine. And this scene is really dark. Now I realize that winter time in Maine is not a cheery time in many ways. But in the real world, there is color even in Maine. So maybe they want to turn that color thing just up a smidge, like two notches, so that it looks a little more like the real world and a little less like a slightly melodramatic movie scene. I love the fact that he's got long hair, beard, slightly odd colored eyes, which makes perfect sense because his vision is going to be different than ours. He's kind of wearing a sweater vest, a sweater jacket or something. I really love this. It makes me think of poor Mainers. I apologize for the classism there. But the look just looks like something that I have seen 100 Mainers in my day. Like, he looks dressed like somebody living in a seaside town. And it doesn't hurt that the guy is incredibly good looking. I don't know the actor's name. I know he's done stuff in Game of Thrones, but I don't watch Game of Thrones. But he's very pretty. And he's got this really macho, muscular thing. And being Hawaiian, he actually knows how to swim. Okay, so we get a scene where the Vikings, or looks like Vikings, or something similar to Vikings, are burying an artifact. I believe it's called the Mother Box. And Batman is putting this team together because something bad is coming. So this is I'm preparing for the supernatural thing because, let's face it, Batman's experience with supernatural things is limited. He's awesome at making plans, but it's hard to make plans when you've not ever really been exposed to these type of things before. So putting a team together with diverse skill sets and actual metahumans, as opposed to himself, his power mostly being that he's clever, smart, and really wealthy. It's kind of cracks me up that wealth is like a superpower in most games. So I like this, and the soundtrack has a nice deep beat to it, so I like it. And then we're going into the scene where you see Wonder Woman in this particular trailer for the first time, and the costume is awesome. I think they really did a nice job. I love her shield. Now you see Aquaman chugging what appears to be vodka, and then he's throwing the bottle down, which is a very manly thing to do. And then it shows him standing at the ocean's edge on a rock with waves crashing to the other side, and that scene right there completely sold my wife. It doesn't hurt that he's incredibly good looking and buff, and she happens to like that particular body type. Yeah, she married me, but that scene sold it for her, and I think it's a very well done scene. And the CGI is awesome. I know there's probably some practical effects in there, but it's just very well done. Okay, so we get a glimpse at the Flash and Cyborg as their ordinary, everyday street personas, and it's a nice intro. Though the Flash just looks like what he is, this kind of geeky guy walking through a scene, Cyborg really moves like an overconfident jock. I don't remember what the character was in the comic. I know I've been reading about the comic character for a long time, 40 years or however long he's been around. I think I've been reading on him. How long ago where he came into being? I know I started reading him as soon as he did, and I don't remember him to have this kind of arrogant strut that he does in this video. Maybe it fits the personality in some people's minds, but I always saw him as being a little lighter, a little more personable, maybe a little more, just a smidge of Will Smith thrown in there or something like that. Maybe it's a different kind of swagger, but this really, to me, strikes arrogant jock. Maybe that fits them for some people's heads, but for me, it's a little off. So Bruce Wayne now introduces himself to Barry Allen, the Flash, in Barry Allen's lair. And this scene is excellent. I think that Ben Affleck is doing a wonderful job of playing Batman. In fact, I think he's doing a better job of playing Bruce Wayne in some ways than playing Batman. Though I think his chin is awesome in the mask. I always thought Nolan's face was a little narrow for the mask. Affleck's got a wider face, good chin. I really think he looks good in that mask. I think he's able to carry it off. The way Karl Urban was able to pull off Dredd for that same reason. He's got that really good chin and bone structure. He put that helmet on, and he still showed through, even though he had this, all-encompassing thing on his head, except for here. And he never takes it off in the movie, and he still sells it because of his facial structure and his voice. And Affleck's voice sounds much better than Nolan's voice. Christian Bale, rather. Sorry, not Nolan. Christian Bale, because when Bale did the Batman rasp, it sounded horrible. It's like I just wanted to hand him here's a cough drop, dude. You need something for that. Not healthy for you. Ben Affleck sounds better as Batman. The second favorite chair line is excellent. This scene has some wonderful banter, and I remember the banter from the comic, that lighter tone of the Justice League that I enjoyed so much. Because to my mind, if you have light, you can go dark more easily than if you have dark, it's hard to go light. Now you're seeing the dynamic between Diana and Bruce Wayne out of their costumes. They're, again, banter. You get a scene here where you see Aquaman picking up Bruce Wayne and slamming against the wall, but being very, very, very restrained because Aquaman is really strong. He's not Superman grade, but he's right up there. He could easily break Bruce Wayne, and Bruce Wayne's special, spiffy martial arts skills would probably do nothing. The scale of power difference between Aquaman and Batman, and it comes to physicality, is vast. Aquaman's up there with Wonder Woman. He really is. He is powerful. Most people don't seem to understand that. He's powerful. Hi, Cat. Now we get the Bruce Wayne throws the Batarang. Barry Allen steps back using the speed power, whatever it's called, I can't remember. Having time to like look at him, turn back, pluck it out of the air without any difficulty. So you're fast. That feels like an oversimplification. That is a wonderfully delivered line. And Barry Allen here is this kind of speaks really rapidly, thinking one step ahead, that nerd vibe that fits a character that has super speed. Now, the fact that he doesn't have to warm up to get the speed power, and there was a time when it was kind of like you had to like, and then you get it, you can just turn it on. I like that. I think that it's interesting, and I also like the visual effects around him when it happens, though they happen so quickly in the real world that you might get a blue flash. You might, for him, there's all this kind of stuff going on around him, but for the people on the outside looking in, it's going to be happening so quickly you may not even perceive it visually. It may just be something like you're questioning whether you saw it or not. Stop right there, I'm in. Really? Beautiful banter. Wonderful dynamic. Barry Allen wants friends. Bruce Wayne just set him up with an entire team. Bingo! Instant companions. He loves this idea. You are? Just like that? Right. Awkward. Can I keep this? That's awesome. Now, what I find really interesting is that Bruce Wayne is contacting all of these people, or almost all of them, as Bruce Wayne, and he's revealing who he is. He's throwing the Batarang. He's showing who he is before he's exposing himself. So he's making himself vulnerable. Yes, I know he has a contingency plan in case any of these people screw him over. He's Batman. But still, I like this dynamic. Superhero jump. People being wicked strong. Okay, for the first time we see Cyborg in his cyborg mode. Now, I don't know how it goes from normal guy to cyborg mode or not. When I was originally exposed to Cyborg, he was the cyborg white body. All you saw was half of his face, and everything else was machine. Now, I understand that it was questionable even then that you had a black guy being turned white. I get it. I may have even understood that on some level back then, though I was completely oblivious to almost all kinds of racism back then, thanks to my white privilege. I don't like this cyborg design. Flat out, I don't like it. I didn't expect the white cyborg from the comics or from the animated television series, which is quite entertaining. I wanted something updated. I wanted something more Deathlock, more urban, Karl Urban Dread than what to me looks like early 90s computer generated images. It just like the young Sherlock Holmes stained glass guy. That's what this thing looks like to me. It looks like bad CGI. I was looking for something more like brushed titanium. That's what I wanted to see. Like a dark gray, the little slight metallic sheen to it. Something that looked hard and strong and mechanical. And this looks more magical to me. And it may grow on me if I ever get to actually go to the thing and see it, if it doesn't get horrible reviews. But at my first impressions, I was really not impressed by the cyborg look. I like the Flash costume. The Flash costume, it needed a little bit of work. This has got far more texture. The idea being these are bits and pieces from like a space shuttle tiles and things to keep the friction down, or to keep the suit from being destroyed by the friction because he moves so quickly. So I kind of like this costume, though the little ear things, they're dumb. We don't need them. We don't need them on Cap's helmet. We don't need them on Thor. We don't need them on the Flash. Okay, more cool Aquaman stuff. Really tough. I didn't think you were real. I'm real when it's useful. I like the fact that they're still playing up in many ways that Batman is almost mythic in the contemporary timeline of the DC universe. Arthur Curry, that's Aquaman. I hear you can talk to fish. That is an awesome parting line. Now he doesn't actually talk to fish. Boy, this is running long. He doesn't actually talk to fish. He can influence fish. It would be weird if he talked to fish because, you know, he then eats the fish and gives the fish to other people to eat. So the fact that he can influence the animals in some ways, he can probably have some higher level of communication with things that have a higher brain structure. But I don't know if it's just fish in this world or it's sea life. I always kind of liked if it was sea life complete. Because I really think it should include things like the reptiles and the amphibians and the mammals, not just the fishes, crustaceans and stuff like that. Though some crustaceans are kind of useless, others can be quite interesting. Let's face it, talking to shellfish would probably be pretty dull, but you'd probably be able to find some awesome pearls, so you know, jewelry. But yeah, that parting line, that little bit of extra humor thrown in there, that made this for me. So this trailer really got me psyched for this film. I know people are worried about the DC universe. I wish that people in the suits would get their friggin' fingers out of the pie. Let filmmakers be filmmakers. Let them do their job. Hire good writers. Hire good directors. And stand back and let them do their thing. Stop mucking with things. Stop doing focus groups and studies and crap like that. Get the marketers out and only let them even get near it when it's wrapped. That's when marketers should be involved in something. Not in the beginning section, not in the planning stages, not in the process of making something. Marketers only belong after something is complete. Marketers are evil. They can be used for good, but when put anywhere else except the end of a process, nothing has ever good come from that. That's where 4th edition came from. Not good. So I'm impressed by this overall. I like the trailer. I don't understand why the fans are upset. And again, people complain, myself included, about their grim and gritty. Now we get something that looks a little more realistic, a little more dynamic. It has a better vibe. It's got banter that really brings me back to the earlier days of Justice League when I was reading it. So I don't understand what they're complaining about. So let's talk about this. And I've been babbling for far too long, and I apologize. But I'm impressed by this trailer. I like this trailer. I'm looking forward to this film as of this minute. We'll see how it goes. For example, I love the teaser trailer for Magnificent Seven. I thought the full trailer was boring and dull. Teaser trailer, awesome. Regular trailer, boring and dull. So I'm still looking forward to it come September. I don't know if it's going to be out for my birthday. That would be cool if it was. So let's talk. Let's discuss Justice League.